Coach, it's going to be the question of the week. Quarterback battle, what did you see from it today?
I saw a little more juice from a couple of them. You know, this is not as much as, obviously we want to know who runs the offense good, but who is going to lead, who is going to take the other 10 guys and inspire them to be better. And that's what we want them to concentrate on this week. And I saw some effort in that area from a couple guys. So
it seemed like during the 7-on-7 period, Jaden was taking the reps with the ones. Was that just?
I think that was rotational. Yeah, I think it's his turn.
Do you anticipate knowing your starter by the end of the week, or
no?
Probably not.
No, I don't.
When you guys do pick a starter, do you ever kind of seek out advice from the leaders on the team, maybe some seniors on offense, or do you, not that you're taking advice, but do you kind of talk to them about that and what they're seeing from
not necessarily every senior, but guys who are willing to observe and give their opinion, as long as it's non-biased and about winning football games. Not my best friend type of stuff, you know what I mean?
I think the offense had a better day than Saturday. They recovered and rebound from the scrimmage, you think?
Seemed like it. And some incredibly difficult stuff that the defense brought on Saturday. It's good to have it in the package. It's a big part of why I think we'll be successful on defense. But you know, we also have to keep progression with the offense and the defense and situations. So.
Is there an area of the team, it could be a position group that you think has taken the most stride since
That's a good question.
Camp began?
That's a good question. Since camp began, seen some stuff at the linebacker depth. You know, I think we got multiple guys that can help us there. We're kind of waiting to see how much depth we had there. Probably maybe one of the ones that stick out to me.
Caleb Ford-Dement has really kind of come on the last couple of days. It seemed like the first couple of days he was kind of getting used to the defense and had the couple picks the last time we were here on Thursday, had another big play today. How have you kind of seen his progression since he first came here?
Well, I think it just takes time to get used to how we do things. I'm very happy he's here. He's a wonderful person. I think the corners group has really taken him in. There's a real community feel in that group, and you know, I think he is a competitor, and you're right, he has made a couple plays, and it's good. It's always good to have more DBs that can play, that you can trust.
With Travell and Lincoln on a pitch count, we've seen a lot of Draco. What do you?
Yeah, Drake's had a really good camp. Drake may be one in your question too. You know, I think he does a lot of things right. He's dependable. You know, that's probably not talked about enough in the receiver room for us. Just not necessarily making catches, but doing the right thing and not having the quarterback hesitate. You know, and Drake has been a pleasant surprise when he showed up last spring.
I've seen Maake Fafita rotate a little bit. He worked with the first team offense at the right guard. What have you seen from him, and do you feel like he's someone you could use in a game if you had to this fall?
Yes. Maake would be, going back to your question, someone who we really needed to see something out of. I mean, he's probably taken reps at 3 positions in camp, which again, there's some of that cross-training, that versatility that multiple guys are doing. But Maake has definitely, you know, we asked him. We said, you know, can you give us more? Can we trust you more? Not trust. He's not on the field. You know what I mean? He's got no issues as a person. But yeah, I think he's really put his head to it, and has put his head down and really consciously tried to get better every day, and it's showing.
You've had a number of guys who've switched positions, Calvin from outside to inside, George Hicks from corner to safety, and you talked about Maake. Has there been a lot of buy-in in that regard? Guys are kind of open to changing, and even if they spent 3 years at a certain spot, it means more.
Yeah, I think George may be the best example of that, the unselfishness with his willingness to help the team any way he can. You know, Calvin, you know, is also in that boat, but I think George's was maybe one of the harder ones with position moves, and I'm glad we got open communication with these guys. We don't have many secrets, and be honest with them, and he's really, you know, he's been here a long time. He wants to see something good happen, and so his willingness to do that, not only we're appreciative, I think his teammates are appreciative too.
What's the nature of that conversation, and does George have to take time to mull it over? Is he pretty immediately bought into doing that?
Well, it's something George is a mature kid, so, you know, it's something I think initially was brought up maybe late last fall, because we got so thin at safety. He was one we kind of wanted to see if that was the move we needed to make, wanted to see what happened in recruiting. kind of knew you had that in your back pocket, so it wasn't a real surprise, I think, when it happened for George. So I think whatever his process was, mulling it over, I think it was a conversation before it became kind of reality, and you know, I think he appreciated being involved in that process.
What did the offense earn, or what did they do to earn the extra cardio there, rolling?
We're hoping their ears open up a little bit more and listening what they're supposed to do. So that is it's a simple thing too. They just don't understand it yet.
As fall camps progress, is there anybody that sticks out to you? Someone who maybe was a guy that you could count on a little bit last year, but is more developed in the character role of other players are gravitating toward him a little bit more now?
I don't necessarily have one off the top of my head. I think Andrew Edson should be a guy that gets talked about. That will be a contributor on teams. He's just, the way he plays is infectious, and he's really endeared himself to the rest of his teammates because he's bought in from the very start. I see him being a guy, but as far as guys who are here, I've seen a big improvement in Brandon Gray, you know, and we're seeing him making a few plays. He may fit in that category. I'm happy for him. He had a rough go when we got here, a couple injuries, and finally healthy and getting some reps. So that may be the guy.
I guess we're going to talk to your OC for the first time.
If you want to.
I realize that, you know, things were obviously jumbled last year. Does it feel like he may be a little bit behind last year, but does it feel like he's now into more
Who
of
is
a
that?
routine with,
Who is that? Who are you asking about?
Your OC, Brian.
If he's behind from...
Well, like from last year, it was a little jumbled, obviously, everything. You didn't get like a full camp and everything like that. But now, does it feel like he's kind of more into a flow with the offense, you know?
I think he's always been in the flow with the offense. I mean, he played center in it, probably from top to bottom. You know, a guy who knows it, the intricacies as good as anybody alive right now. So I don't know that. I think that's a kind of a different question, because last year was, if we had a regular last year and a regular this year, then, you know, maybe that. But I don't see us. I see us being way ahead of where we were last year. So I kind of look at it that way. Come on, Green, you got some. I see your lips moving. Come on, Green, give it to me. What you got, brother?
Coach, you've said previously that you feel pretty good about your slot receivers between Calvin and Travell. What are you maybe looking for from some of the outside guys to assert themselves and get themselves some regular snaps this season?
Playing big, making contested catches, being able to beat one-on-one coverage. I think that's something that we always need to be ready for. We got to have a threat out there that people are at least concerned about a little bit, and it's not just lining up. You have to show that you can make the plays, and obviously, you know, after the first game, you know, then it kind of continues through the season that way. But want to see them. We can't play. You know, we got to be able to beat one-on-one into the boundary if we're singled up. So that's probably one of the bigger things we talk about.
I got one more.
Yeah, come on.
In position battles, what's more important for evaluation, talent shining through or their consistency in practices?
I think at this time, consistency. I think maybe in the spring, you know, you can start seeing some flashes, and okay, let's get that guy. Let's work on him becoming more consistent. But I think as the season approaches, consistency and trust are probably two big words that we tend to stand on.